We're here with John Baxter after the first practice after the BYU game, and John, I think the reaction from the fans after this loss was it was as if you lost like USC did to Stanford in 2006 when they were a 40-point favorite. You know, it was BYU is a good football. Just tell us about some of the stuff that you guys maybe could have done a little bit better and come out with a victory.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is at the end of the day, we had opportunities to win the game. They made one more play than we did, and you know, and that tells the story. At the end of the day, the game was really the game. You know, we break down 10 critical situations in the game. We won 4, we lost 4, we tied 2. We didn't really get anything done in the kicking game. They didn't really get anything done in the kicking game. The kick at the end of the game was good. It's a 52-yarder to send it to overtime. But, you know, the game was really defined on the 2 turnovers in the red zone where we gave them the ball. And I will say this, our defense played incredible sudden change defense. The BYU, people may not realize, had 7 red zone drives, which is 49 potential points, and we gave up 23. So really it was the 2 turnovers that kind of flipped the game.
Special teams. In watching Ben, there was a lot of excitement bringing him in. I know you were extremely excited about him. He pinned BYU down inside the 15-yard lines twice, and you know, I guess some people were unhappy that he's not kicking 70-yard punts like we've seen him in practice. But just talk about his performance so far in the first 3 games, especially the last one.
Yeah, well, you know, you can't really judge Ben Griffiths off his net punt right now because his net punt's 38.5, which is a solid net punt. But he's had 9 punts in college so far. Okay, and you know, practice is practice and games are games, and you know, he's learning how to manage the game and how to hit shots and keep the ball away from returners. He's only had 1 punt returned, and that was a 52-yarder that we netted 41 on.
Yeah.
But, you know, the 3 punts in the BYU game, the BYU started inside the 15 on all 3 punts. So I think if he were to tell you there's 2 punts that he'd probably like to have back, one in the Fresno State game, one in the Stanford game, where there was probably a little more meat on the bone, but all in all, he's really performed well. He's hit the ball. He's got great catch to kick. He's hit the ball with great hang time. He's put the ball in great location. You know, nobody's got a return on us, and you know, I think everybody has seen what his ability is, but you know, there's only been 1 punt so far when he's really probably been able to let his leg out, which he did at BYU.
Yeah.
For 47 yards in 5 seconds. He's managing the game really well, and he's learning how to be a college punter. You know, he's now been officially a college football player for 3 weeks.
Yes.
So.
Right, and like you talked about, doing it in practice and doing the games is
Sure.
one thing. Chase McGrath also, you know, the kicking game in general is extremely strong, and you know, he knocked down the 50. That ball looked like it could have gone 65 yards. That field goal.
Yeah, I mean, Chase is a good player. We've known that since he was a freshman. You know, and Chase and Michael Brown both, I think I've told you guys before, if you combine all of Chase and Michael Brown, all their shots at the poles, coming into this year they were 120 for 128, and Chase is now 12 for 12 in the season. So that would be what, you know, whatever, 132 for 140.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the way Michael kicked off in that game. You know, it kicked him through the uprights.
Yes.
I'm happy with the way our field goal block is working. I'm happy with the way our kickoff return is working.
What are some of the challenges, though, that you're having now with kick returns? The rules that have been changed.
Well, we got called for an illegal wedge, which I guess is an unsportsmanlike conduct foul. You know, it's a new rule this year. We don't wedge. It's unintentional. It shouldn't have happened. But when we had 2 players, Quincy and Kenai, went back, and Quincy turned his back and got lost on where his player was and picked up the wrong player. We ended up with 2-on-1 on accident, and the official picked it up.
I think a lot of people were wondering what that call was.
Yeah, it's a new rule this year.
Yeah.
And, you know, in college they've taken out the 2-man wedge. In the NFL they've given you just basically a 1-yard approach to the kickoff. I mean, everybody's trying to figure out a way to legislate the kickoff to take the violence out of it.
So when you go after a game like BYU, where from our perspective, it looked like special teams was extremely strong. What did you see? Some areas maybe against BYU that you'd like to see your guys do better against Utah?
Yeah, here's the thing. The game was strong, but really we got nothing done. We didn't really make a play on them. They didn't make one on us. In a lot of the games we want to. We've broken games open and won it with plays in that area. So, it's solid and strong. Amon-Ra caught a ball that would have probably walked to the end zone if he would have realized that the guy was actually chasing the deep returner. Okay, but, when you got a guy bearing down on you, I would have fair caught the ball. At the end of the day, it was a 32-yard punt. He was positioned well, and, we got the ball at the 50. So,
John, thank you very much.
You bet.